Virgo, this is Inspire 2016 with your monthly reading for the month of February 2019, focusing on your career and work life. So happy that you have a good month so far for the month of January. So let's see what is in store for next month. So the first card for you representing the present position of your spread or towards the beginning of the month, you have the Four of Hearts. So this card actually indicates that towards the beginning of the month you might be feeling bored or maybe unmotivated of your work, possibly because of the holiday. This can also be indicative, like if you are maybe having some problems or like sickness or things like that, you might be just getting recovered from that. Otherwise, this card can also indicate like maybe you have like stagnations in your career. That can also be indicative here. Otherwise, this can also be indicative like maybe you get an offer somewhere in your work, but maybe it wasn't really something that appeal you, like something that you are not really interested in some way. To do those type of things, so that's the reason why you are maybe getting bored in some way to finally like finding some new employments and things like that. Or this can also be like you are feeling overly satisfied with your current place of employment, and that's the reason why you are not looking. That can also be the case there. So the next card that you have representing the things that will happen towards the middle of the month. So your influence card or your bridge card, you have the Eight of Clubs. So this card actually indicative on the other side. So it looks like that you will get a lot of news coming your way towards the middle of the month. So this can be related to your work, or this can also be related to your own motivation self. Like you might be changing your mood, or you might be changing your emotional self towards the middle of the month, maybe because of something spark your feelings or spark your emotions, and that's the reason why you are wanting to maybe like change your life or change your perspective in life, or changing the directions of your work or the direction of your career towards the future. And that can be very helpful too, if you are, let's say, reading self-help books, or like listening to any like a podcast or motivational seminars or things like that. That can also be very helpful too. Otherwise, if you're looking for a new job, so towards the middle of the month you might be getting several different like options. I don't see it as an offer though, it's just like an options for you to submit your CVs or your resume, and maybe you get a call back for some of them, but yeah, you still have to do your own like research and your work, to find the suitable employment for yourself. So the next card that you have representing the past position of your spread, you have the Four of Spades. So the Four of Spades here indicative that in the past, I think that's also, you have double four here. So it looks like that you are, I think you are not really looking, to be honest. So it looks like that you are in some way in the way like in a stagnation stage, like the stage that you are satisfied with what you get, but at the same time, like you are like you just not really motivated to change anything in your life. So that's the way it is. Like you just want to have your status quo, in some way you just want to like live your life, like enjoy your current stage or your life in some way, without even like thinking of moving to the higher levels that you are right now, or changing the direction of your career. It looks like everything is fine for you, you know. And this is something that are indicative with this double four card, you know, the four of spade and the four of heart, and they are both connected, you know. And that can be something you see yourself as somebody that are like, you're not really looking towards any changes. You don't want to change anything. That's the point in your career or in your life. So the next card that you have representing the things that you learned from the past, you have the King of Heart. I think this was your mentor. So you have a male significant figure in your life from the water sign. So he can be around 30 to 40 years old. So he might be somebody that you are looking up to. You know, like you are asking for anything, you just ask him, and he will tell you everything you need. So he can be your mentor, or it can also be your parents. He can be somebody that are giving you a lot of advice, especially in terms of your emotional self, or in terms of your like something that you are thinking of changing it in your life. So it can be also like it can also be your partner as well, or your best friends. But yeah, most of the times this can be your mentor. So that can be somebody that you are looking up to. So that can be something mostly in this spread. So the next card that you have representing the things that you need to let go of from your life, you have from the past, you have the Jack of Diamonds. So the Jack of Diamonds here indicative. I think you need to let go your your I would say the level of contentment. Like I think that's already mentioned it in the beginning of the readings, and also from your past position as well. So I think you are content. It doesn't mean that contentment is not, it's not something that you should have, you know, because most of the people are not, you know, content with their life. But it doesn't mean that but it's too content is also not really good, you know, because that will prohibit you to move forward, to step ahead of your life, or to step ahead of your game, to step ahead in terms of your career, to move forward, to move upward towards your the ladder of your career, you know. Because everything that you do, you don't feel any challenges, you know, you don't feel any motivation to challenge yourself. I think you are in your comfort zones, and that can be a good thing sometimes, but mostly this will lead you towards unhappiness in the long term. Maybe you are happy right now, but it doesn't mean you are happy for the next future, you know, like for the next 6 months or even for the next few years, because this will makes you stagnant, and makes you like unmotivated for a long term. And the challenges here is like you just need to let go those things, you know, especially towards your money. Maybe if you are getting a good amount of salary, for instance, this can be enough for today or for this year, but it may not be for next year. Maybe because of inflations or something happens. Maybe you will get married or something like that, or you might be having children, and this can be another additional expenditure, and that's the reason why you need to work more, and you need to find a better employment, or changing or your career, or even stepping ahead towards a better positions with a better salary and things like that. So the next card that you have representing the past the future cards towards the end of the month, you have the Five of Hearts. So I think this can be related to your career as well, I would say. So this can be for some of you, if you are thinking of changing career, or maybe changing jobs, for instance, or even like if you are looking for a new jobs, maybe you won't get what you want towards the end of the month. Maybe some of the jobs that you are applying for, maybe you get a rejections, or the job that you are having can be turned back on you. As I said before, too content sometimes is not good. So because everything will change in some way. Like maybe your employer or your employer try to reduce the number of people in the company, and maybe you might get laid off or something like that. But because you are too content with your situations, you are not looking, and that can be something bad, and that is what it is. That's what the stagnation is. So the point of what I'm making here is like, try to be more resilient. Even though you get a bad card here, I don't really see it as a quite positive, because you are feeling lost. You're feeling disappointed with what you get. Maybe you don't really get what you really need. Maybe for some of you, if this is something related to a bonus or returns that will, or dividends, or whatever the case may be, you might not get the bonus that you are hoping. That can also be indicative to trigger the dissatisfactions here with your career. Or maybe you don't get the appreciation that you need, or maybe you don't get the promotions that you are hoping for. So lastly here, to clarify the whole things, at the bottom of the deck you have the Two of Spades. So I think there is a choice here that you can make. Either you want to stay in your career, or either want to stagnate there, or either you want to change it as what you wish for, to be getting a better outcome. And that can be your own self that can decide. It's not depending on other people, it's not depending on the environments, it's not depending on the universe, depending on you, because you are taking charge of your life. So I hope that this reading is helpful, and if you do like it, just click like, and if you want to subscribe, just click subscribe and push the bell icon so that you get the notifications. If you want to donate to our channel, just send your payments via PayPal to the links or emails here for the personal reading as well, and see you next month. Thank you.